rain, make us soaked or blessed. Relive the first 10 poems. The author expressed in the first chapter that prayers are powerful and bring boundless benefits to those whom they do them. Prayers can nurture a noble, ethical, and balanced mind that is essential to living peacefully on this earth and afterwards. Beginning of a new chapter, the second chapter. A person needs not only a balanced and noble mind, but also a balanced and clean natural environment to live on this planet. Although today many global citizens and corporations are unwittingly and comfortably ignoring the second fact. However, about 2,000 years ago, one society on this earth had raised its concern about the safety of the natural environment to avoid the unbearable and unpleasant disastrous end to livelihoods. That might be the reason that author had created the second chapter called The Excellence of Rain, and placed it just after the chapter of prayer. This chapter is evidence that society, then and now, is concerned about the natural environment. A question may arise here that why the author, who is incisive, chose the rain instead of other elements in the natural environment as the second chapter. It was learned from the scholarly Tamil work that there are many reasons for his choice. The first and the most accepted answer was that Tamil society believed, and is still believing, and preserving the rain as the blessing of God. Now another question is raised here, that is, why is that society treating the rain as the blessing of God? One can observe some similarity between both of them. God's blessing is coming from top to down, and similarly, the rain is coming from sky to earth. God's blessing will reach every life without any discrimination. Similarly, the rain will reach all the life on this planet. Any part of God's blessing can be discarded, and similarly, all the parts of the rain will give benefit to this world. These are some of the reasons or beliefs that would give justification for the above question. Further, some would have noticed that people consider raining or drizzling during a good occasion as an auspicious sign and treat it as a blessing from God. These are some of the fundamental values that the Tamil community was built upon. However, there is another school of thought about the rain, that is, looking at the rain cycle through pure science, and rejecting the above said value system. No one has rejected the science behind the rain cycle, and it was captured by many Tamil poets about many centuries ago. People have gone beyond science and treated the rain as an element that must be celebrated and respected as holy because of its vitality for this earth and all lives. The author of Thirukkural is trying to address this thought process in the first poem of this chapter, and this discussion is trying to reveal the author's view. Let's see the poem. The English version of Thirukkural, http://www.throughkkural.com. The world its course maintains through life that rain unfailing gives. Thus rain is known the true ambrosial food of all that lives. The poem says that the sky is continuously giving rain to the world as it needs. So the earth can feed all lives, as well as protect them from the danger of extinction. Since rain is the necessary element for the existence of earth, and is the source for such a great deed, it is the elixir to the earth. It is a call for all humans to recognize and respect this deed. This poem is expressing the artless sincerity of love and concerns that the author had on this earth and the living things. one may raise a question about the phrase sky is continuously giving the rain. That is, if the rain is continuously pouring over a particular place, then it would be a flood rather than a good deed. So, how can one treat this act as a good deed? One should read this phrase in a global context. Continuous rain is not happening in one place, instead is happening continuously over the globe, at different places at different times. Therefore, one should read this phrase as sky is continuously raining all over the world at different places at different times. For example, the winter months are from June to August in Sydney. During this time one may experience greater rainfall. However, the same period is usually a hot period. Hardly any rainfall can be experienced in Singapore. And it happens vice versa too. Another point that needs discussion is rain is the elixir to the earth. The author used the word amiltham, meaning if one drinks that tonic her life will be extended forever. He is making an analogy between rain and amiltham, elixir. One can understand that the existence of water bodies on the earth is dependent on rainfall. The survival of living things on this earth is dependent on the availability of water resources, and so on. Even the sea needs water to maintain a balance between the minerals and the water. So, this planet ought to be a world, if and only when the living things are able to live on this planet. Otherwise, it will be another deserted planet in this universe. He explains further that when the rainfall decreases, the justice on this earth will vanish slowly too. At this juncture, one can understand that the world could hardly survive without rainfall. That is the reason that the author was describing the rain as an elixir to this world. As long as that elixir is available, it perpetually keeps the pleasant and peaceful environment on this planet. Let's look at this case. Nowadays, the world is witnessing irregular rainfalls due to the damage done to the natural environment. It causes a lot of injustice to the living things. For example, a cow is supposed to eat grass and other greens. Unfortunately, in highly dense metropolitan areas, those stray cows are eating the waste paper and plastic stuff. That's a pity. It's happening because the green plants and grass were not available due to a lack of rainfall. This is an injustice committed to those cows. Likewise, one can bring many such cases to the surface. Although this poem was written 2,000 years ago, the author's message is still relevant today.